Is what hot?
Saint Gianna Beretta Molla.
No, apparently not.
I bet you got a thick ass though.
Well, she's Italian, so.
Yeah, you better have an ass if you're a patron saint of fertility.
All right, somebody check the live stream. Make sure we are, in fact, live.
I just got the notification. If that
I
means
got the
anything.
notification.
I didn't. Shit. Ah! Volume! God damn it, Garrick.
Sorry.
I've had this on my computer. My my sound on YouTube's been muted for months, and I had to check with Garrick, and it was first thing I heard is she hot, sounding like Beavis and or Butthead. Well, we're live, so this is Be Thankful. You get Anecdotal Arguments and N.A.W, which I'm not sure if anybody saw, or if we did or did not have weekly N.A.W for the last couple weeks. If we did, that was a stupid name. Because N.A.W stands for News Analysis of the months. So if we had a weekly News Analysis of the Week, that would be rather weak. I'm your host, Jay Fry, and yeah, with me is Garrick. How's it going, Garrick?
Oh, not too bad. Not too bad.
We've got Josh here. How's it going?
It's going pretty well. How about yourself, sir?
And Sean. How's it going?
Hello.
I think I broke Jay Fry. He didn't know how to respond.
I had a... No, I did. I heard you. I just had a cough that I muted.
Well, that was kind of you.
Yeah, I'm professional as fuck, yo.
And there goes my monetization.
Like you were earning anything on off of these videos.
Oh, I can't monetize. YouTube already hates me.
Oh. Was it because of the Bill Cosby thing that you put out?
It's probably before that.
Did anybody see the dog at the White House today?
No, I didn't realize Trump had a dog.
Well, Trump doesn't have a dog, but there was some sort of...
Oh, is that the hero dog that got the ISIS dude?
No, some other dog that is... it's definitely a service dog of some kind. Anyway, Mike Pence reaches over and pets the dog, and the dog's fucking in love. Like, he is just enjoying the shit out of this of Mike Pence, just rubbing him behind the ear. It's really cute. Like, of course, it's gonna be like he pet the dog without consent or some shit, but the dog is just enjoying the hell out of this ear rub. Because you really don't, working dogs, you don't get to pet the dog for like the whole 8 hours it's working. They have their own persona. And their persona is tough as fuck. So Pence just rubbing on him. The dog's like, "Oh fuck yes,
I want this all the time."
That's good. It's not a German Shepherd. It's that other kind of dog with the complicated name.
Malinois.
Yeah, whatever that is. Yeah. So it's like a short-haired shepherd. I've got a sore tooth. I can't say words. But the dog's just enjoying the hell out of it. It's cute.
How are you sharing said picture?
I'll send it to you guys. It's YouTube. It's a video. It's like, I don't know, 15 seconds long or whatever. What the hell?
Uh-oh. So we got kids and we got dogs. Man, it's going great tonight.
Why can't I share this? Is it because the president didn't kick the dog? There we go. Speaking of, I believe Trump signed a Animal Abuse Act thingy that now makes it a felony. Which, gotta be honest, I ain't against it.
To pet a dog?
I'm thinking more of like the beating a dog thing.
Ah.
Mm. It does make more sense.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't particularly like when people pet my dog without asking. But
Well, you're just a monster, sir.
well, all right. I don't care how well trained my dog is. Like, he could not have shit in my house in 6 years. And if I take him to my grandma's house, the only thing I'm thinking the entire time my dog is in that house is, please don't shit in this house. Please don't shit in this house. like I'm not worried about you at all in my home, with my carpeting. But please don't shit in this house. Just don't lift your leg. Don't do anything.
Don't squat. Don't do anything.
Yeah, just nothing. Don't even sniff under stuff. Like, oh my God, the dog sneezed. Did anything come out of his butt? It's what I'm worried about. Like, I have enough trouble. Don't make me look bad in front of my grandma.
How did you share that video of the doggo?
I put in Gun Club.
Oh, it finally came through.
Just signed the preventing animal cruelty and torture. They're calling it PACT law, making it a federal crime to engage in animal crushing. I don't know what animal crushing is, but I'm against it. Unless it's like you and your significant other giving your dog great big hugs and like
That's
a
funny.
puppy sandwich. He's loving it, man.
He was derping a little bit. That tongue was hanging out the side for a second there.
Mm-hmm. He's like, oh my, you know what you're doing, sir.
I love you.
This might be presidential scratches, not vice presidential scratches.
This is just.
But yeah,
adorable.
that's a Malamoise, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a smaller breed.
Yeah, it took
Shepherd.
It took me like 2 months to get Bichon Frise down correctly. And that was just to learn the dog from freaking Toto's name. Bichon.
First lady is
Frise.
in some very, very high heels. Good Lord.
Sexiest FLOTUS ever.
Mm-hmm.
Gets
I'm sorry,
attention or creds.
Because she's an illegal
Because she looks like a
alien.
Siamese cat.
She's gorgeous, though. It's the
She
first
is
one I've ever
gorgeous.
seen.
I'm not denying that, but
Meanwhile,
doesn't look
Michelle
like
Obama gets cover of Time.
no. Michael Obama
Okay.
has a penis.
Yeah, I'm not being hurt when people like want to rub it in that this is the first POTUS to pose naked. And I'm like, yeah, and she looks damn good doing it.
So that was stupid.
Like, I'm sorry, do you have a problem with people having careers before politics? All right, so who's got what they want to start off with before we get into the real shit?
I know what Garrick wants to talk about.
What's that?
You want to talk about that stupid
yeah.
Revenge of the Cis crap.
No, actually, I want to talk about this this supposed red flag incident that happened over the weekend. But I know Sean.
Now they're saying it didn't happen.
I'm not saying that it
Allegedly
didn't
happened.
Yeah, I'm saying it's allegedly about red flag laws.
Yeah.
But I know Sean wants to talk about Revenge of the Cis.
No, I don't.
You were gun-ho last week to talk about it.
I wanted to talk to Matt about it, just to get his feedback, his understanding. But I figured he was probably still too hot, and then I got sidetracked with family crap. So,
Yeah. Well, I did talk with him about it. One thing he did point out was that he didn't have any visual feedback. He had no video when he was chatting with him, so he had no visual cues at all.
well, technically, it was a glorified phone call anyway. So yeah.
Yeah, sure.
But I mean,
But he had the option. He should have had the option of video. I mean, it would have helped at least a little bit with the talking over one another and getting some visual cues and what have you.
Well, the one chuckle fuck on the right is obviously more of the Medicare wannabe blood sport,
Andy Worski.
Andy Worski wannabe chump sucker variety. So
Andy,
He's just a fuckwad.
Yeah, pretty much.
Those kind of people. Yeah.
Pretty much, he's just a human pile of garbage. So, I mean, just anything he says can just be immediately discarded if you're not setting him on fire and listening for the screams. So, yeah, I mean, the other guy seemed like he might have been able to hold a decent conversation and actually disagree with some maybe even some valid points, but he was never given the opportunity to really do that because of the fucking blood sport goat rodeo nonsense that whole thing turned out to be. So if you happen to like Revenge of the Cis, you suck. And
You should seriously reconsider. But would you say the guy on the left would have a reasonable discussions?
No.
No, you don't think?
I think he could. I think he's the one who would be capable of it. And I don't know, for the 20 minutes of that nonsense that I watched, it was obvious that he was the brains behind the operation because Lord knows that fucker on the right had none.
Mm-hmm.
Poet says, explain to me the notion of free speech gatekeeper.
What's a potiful?
I think it was pod awful.
I don't know what that is either.
It's like god awful, only a podcast.
Okay.
I like to think of myself as more of a curator of truths than a gatekeeper per se. I'm definitely more of a platform or a publisher than a platform. I mean, which truths are we talking about here? The ones you feel are true? No.
Yeah, the thing that got me about their whole show was they immediately after Matt left started saying that they weren't. I can't even remember. I flushed it from my brain because it was so not important. But they basically went out and said that they did not accuse him of doing whatever that they absolutely did. Like they were trying to shame him for making money from YouTube because they couldn't make money from YouTube. So yeah, Matt gets a check cut from YouTube still for whatever that's worth.
70 cents on a dollar.
Well, not only that, but because they cut his ads a lot, he still does get ads and he still does get that YouTube check. But let's face it, for what Matt pulls in, he's not pulling in the bulk of his money from YouTube directly.
Mm-hmm.
I would say on the right is a little man who is angry at YouTube because he has sucks and he doesn't
I don't know what you're doing, Raggle, but your mute keeps going on and off.
Yeah. I wish it was me.
How about now?
Yeah, that's a little better, so you might want to repeat what you said. And
Yeah,
try
I
to
had the
keep your
remote
finger
on
off the
somehow.
button.
No, I had the remote fell on it somehow. Anyway, the guy on the right is just a sad little man who is angry at YouTube because his stream sucks and he can't make any money from it, and he doesn't understand why. It's because he's a terrible person.
See, that's a terrible place to be in. I am on YouTube, and my stream sucks, but I know why. So.
Oh yeah, but you're okay with it too, and he's just bitter about it because he's not okay with it. That's the difference.
Last time Matt was on, he goes, "You want me to put something out there?" I'm like, "Nah, no one needs to know.
No, we don't.
I don't need to hear from your 200,000 fans."
The infamous Jay Fry has a podcast?
That's funny to me. I'm like, yeah, I've been doing this for a bit. So every once in a while it's mentioned, and I'm like, haha, you'll never find it. It's not even on my channel anymore.
It's been like a hot minute.
I mean, I don't know. I think Jay Fry is severely underrated. That's all. He's not as foreboding anymore as he was, anyway.
It's the two things.
When he made the chat a lot more.
Yeah, you really haven't been doing your job keeping everybody in line and pissed off, and you haven't been on the show and been salty in a long ass time either.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I had like 5 super chats in a row that never got read, and like my whole point was to get them read. So I was like, you know what?
Were you spicier than Kevin?
I've always been spicier than that fuckstick. like literally, it's my holy shit, Regal. I'm just literally watching your mute go on and off.
What?
Yeah.
On the stream.
Oh.
Like it's literally like blinking. Like it's kind of funny. But yeah, I've always been. Kevin's doing my shtick just 3 years later.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the thing. It's a new show now because you've had Fountain Pen Guy and you've had the blind musician and a few new people that are, kind of taking over. We've been pushed out.
I'm still a moderator. Everyone can eat a dick. I'll show up on 2 weeks from now on the Wednesday stream. Just fucking own it.
You better be on point is all I'm going to tell you because that roll call fills up in a flash.
I'll be on point for roll call, and then I'll Steven it the rest of the time. All right. I've got 3 topics for you to choose from. 1 Matt likes, 1 Rebecca likes, and the one we're going to talk about, which I like. Nexium.
Is it going to involve the juice?
It's going to be Nexium for like 7 straight weeks. So Alice and Matt.
I say we start our own thing where we just call up and we want to talk about the Vegas shooter.
I like it.
Just all of us, just nothing but the Vegas shooter.
Mm-hmm.
They're just Blonde's gonna be so confused.
That's too much effort, and you know it.
The sexy Stephen got called the sexy cult guy. Well, like that's hard. Shut up, Nephilim. He does spend like $30 or $40 a show.
Dude, the dude spends like $80 a show. He had 7 or 8 super chats last time. And I wasn't even watching the show. That was what they read.
I can't stand the super chat part of the show.
Yeah. Sometimes you get something good, but most of the time, yeah, it's just.
If I knew how to work Streamlabs, I'd go that route because that seems to be a better.
Well, it's funny because I donated last Wednesday and he didn't read any of mine, so I gotta hang out with him tomorrow. I'm gonna ask him if it's Streamlabs deal or is it something that I did. Because I don't think he would. He even acknowledges when there's no message, but he still gets the money. So I don't know what's up.
I like to send $2 chats and have Blonde still read them.
That's what you ought to do. Just piss everybody off in the chat. Get your $2 chats read.
But it's hard to insult her in $2 worth of text. I have to buy like $5 worth of text.
Mm. No, just tell her she's lying about being pregnant. Done.
Oh, she would fly off she's not pregnant?
Yeah, just tell her she's getting fat. That's all you got to do.
Car chunky butt.
Dude, to date, the only threats against my life I've ever received on the internet are from Blonde.
You can bring that.
Fun fact, it's the only ones he takes as credible.
Oh, yeah. One time we were in a group hangout, and she's like, "You fat fuck! I hope you choke on a goddamn pizza, you dickless." I'm like, "Oh, this is so good."
Oh God!
It's like, "Holy shit, bitch!
Calm your tits.
You are feisty." She's good people. I love me some blonde.
Mm-hmm.
You got what else do we have going on today we can get to before we have the only like two things to talk about in the entire fucking. So Crowder, did anybody watch the Crowder stream?
I caught the end of it. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Like people were watching?
No. I haven't really been paying attention to Crowder at all.
I barely watch his stream anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say he's one of those guys that still has good topics, good ideas, and unique takes. But man, some of it's really cringy.
Mm-hmm.
Is his comedy shit still at least decent, or not really?
I found it funny today, and it was like the awkward funny that I enjoy, as opposed to like cringy funny. But I'm not sure. He's got a new show coming Wednesday, and it's Thanksgiving Isn't Racist. Changed my mind, but like we'll see. Poet said these guys are supplying you with bad advice, Jay. Don't do it. Then it took him a second to realize, yeah, actually do it. Yeah, no, give it a try. But he had over 50,000 live viewers.
Yeah.
That's
He's still pulling it then.
yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, he's still gonna pull it.
But what wasn't trending was his topic, and he had hundreds of tweets coming in about Epstein didn't kill himself. But no, we got ways to ruin Thanksgiving, which is less than 7,000 tweets, and tell the truth, MSNBC, and that's at 30,000 tweets. Tonight, an exclusive interview with Andrew Yang's campaign manager.
I barely care about Andrew Yang, let alone a campaign manager.
Yeah. Crystal ball. Yang's boycotts MSNBC shows how they lost the left. Crystal ball. Do you guys remember when she ran? Jesus. That was 08, wasn't it? When Crystal Ball was running for Congress?
I don't remember that.
And now she's on freaking MSNBC.
We're going to get copyright struck just because of my wife's background music.
What are we listening to?
I'm not even sure.
I just happened. It was like I was up at like 5 in the morning, and Jean-Claude Van Damme did a Facebook live stream, and he had to have them put in a CD of music to listen to that was free, copyright free. Because he goes, "I don't want to get this shut down." I'm like, "Oh my god, you're Jean-Claude Van Damme, and you have to watch out for copyright." Like, that's hilarious. Don't want to get shut down. Like, if you were a real badass like Chuck Norris, he could play whatever he wanted to. Because no one copyright strikes Chuck Norris.
Nope.
So, has anybody seen that Kyle, the guy that did FPS Russia, he's out of prison?
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Was he in prison?
Yeah.
Prison or jail prison?
Federal.
For the marijuanas?
Yep. He had less than an ounce. And he got 2 months in federal prison.
That's jail. Prison's for over a year.
Yeah. So he had to take the plea deal. He said he had about $400,000 worth of weapons, so
Well,
that sucks.
let's talk about what this really does. It makes it so that he can't own weapons anymore.
Yep.
Yeah, he'll have
That's
to
why
fight.
they did it.
Okay, well, look, if he's got $400,000 worth of weapons, he can sell a few and get his rights back.
No, the ATF confiscated him, dude.
Yeah. They got the money off that.
No, they destroyed him.
Ooh. Oh.
Everyone's automatics just got $5 more expensive.
That hurt.
Yep.
That news hurt.
Yeah, that's what happens when the ATF seizes guns. Sometimes they'll keep him, but most of the time they probably destroy him.
They're probably sitting in a warehouse somewhere. And if they are, thank God. Because he probably had some good shit.
He might have, but yeah, he's got some pretty funny stories from prison. There's a podcast or two with him on it, and it's him talking about his time in prison.
I knew he didn't have a real Russian accent.
No,
Yeah,
it
of
was
course not.
fake the whole time. Everybody knew it except for Fry.
I know people that are continually clueless like that.
Double
in the
fuck
string
everyone here.
I wasn't referring to you, Fry.
Hey.
Dude, as of 1 month ago, you thought the guy you've podcasted with for 3 years, last name was Macron.
I still do. I'm not convinced.
Ow, my non-existent tooth. Son of a bitch.
So, anyway, did anybody else see that Lily's mama's in the hospital?
Yeah. Everybody
I didn't
say a
see
prayer
that.
for her tonight.
Shoot her a message if you can.
I will. I will do that.
Yeah.
What's do we know what it's about, or
His mom had her mom
Jesus,
had
man.
a brain tumors or had to go in for brain surgery or something.
Mhm.
oh, that's no good. Well, thoughts and or prayers. Well, Christian prayers, so I don't know how effective that's going to be.
Where's the disconnect?
I don't know what side of the family's Jewish.
Mm.
So it's getting to that time of the year where I used to spend a day with a bunch of Jewish people, but I won't be doing that this year. I'll be working Christmas Day. But when I was younger, my brother's birthday is Christmas Day. So once we were on our own and had gone our separate ways after my parents had died, Christmas was my brother's birthday, and the weekend after Christmas, my family would get together and celebrate Christmas. So I would end up having traditionally Jewish Christmas holidays and go to the movies and eat Chinese food.
Hmm.
And I usually got taken in by a Jewish family for the day, like their own special little goyim. And it was always a good time. We really enjoyed ourselves. So it's hashtag not all Jews, but Jews. So it was usually something fun to do for the day. You go out to have Chinese, you'd hit a double feature, and you go out to have Chinese again, and then you go home. But now that I'm in Tennessee, not a lot of Jews in this end of Tennessee. They're all over in Memphis. I don't do that anymore. But it's still technically my brother's birthday, so happy birthday, Justin and baby Jesus.
Is Justin baby Jesus?
No, Justin and baby Jesus, two separate people.
Yes.
Even though his initials are JC.
How are they JC? They should be the same as yours, JF.
Well, his middle name starts with a C. JC.
Carl!
No, it's not Carl. But unlike my little brother, I don't go in for the full docs. That fucking.
I'm gonna stop spiking my mic.
Ooh, damn, that's a good price.
Oh, little bastard. Just would dox me like 6 ways to Sunday.
$140 for 1,000 rounds of 9mm. Oof. And I'm tempted.
Don't be tempted. Click buy.
That's actually a good deal.
Yeah.
I know.
What kind of What kind of 9?
Federal, 115 grain.
I do it for 124 grain, not for 115.
No, that's a pretty good deal.
It's still, yeah.
That is a good deal. But click
It's not
buy.
bottom dollar, but it's pretty fucking close.
Yeah.
Click buy.
Anywho, I'm sorry I derailed.
We were wrong.
Speaking of derailed, did anybody watch Neo's newest video?
I did.
No.
Did you watch it live?
No, I didn't watch it live. Notifications
So-
don't apparently work for me.
Well, they did for me, so I'm one of the lucky ones. I was sleeping though.
Oh.
Anita is on her same shit again. So she's bitching
Yeah.
about the Mandalorian doesn't have enough women.
Even though the armorer is a female Mandalorian.
Yeah, fuck that bitch.
She's a Mandalorian.
Again, it doesn't have to be real. It doesn't have to be rational. It's Anita finding an angle to get attention for Anita.
Or money.
Yeah.
She must be broke already.
Do you remember when she was pulling in $400,000 a year for her bullshit? Jeez ass. It's like, that was insane. And they kept supplying her, even though she wasn't putting out the work. She was still bringing in that money, and then she got to go and cry in front of the UN.
Along with Zoe.
I would cry in front of the UN for a lot less than $400K, but I'm one of those budget people. You can get me cheap. It's fucking tooth, man. Oh my god. TMJ sucks.
You mean the tooth that doesn't exist?
It doesn't exist. So I've been I'm clenching my jaw at night for some reason unknown to me, probably just pissed off at the world. But I was on YouTube and I was watching a massage your TMJ away type video, and the two guys who were sponsoring they were two physical therapists, and they were just fucking goofballs. But the massage they suggested to use worked incredibly well. So I left a comment like, you guys are a couple of fucking wackadoodles, but my jaw hurts so much I'm going to go ahead and try it. It works incredibly well. You're still fucking wackadoodles, but you'll get the subscription now. like I didn't think it'd work. I thought you were hokum. Turns out it worked, but you're still weird. So now I'm rubbing my face in small semicircles, but I appreciate you a lot more, even though I think you're weird. Let's talk about 30 round magazines since we're really don't have anything to discuss today.
Well,
I see your 30 rounds and see you a 60 round drum.
I see you 60 round drum and raise you a 100 round beta mag.
I see your 100 round beta mag and I raise you 74 rounds of 7.62 that you don't actually raise because it's so goddamn heavy. It's so fucking it's so goddamn heavy, man.
Or I could have a 150 round can.
At what point do we just say fuck it and let's go belt-fed?
That's what I was suggesting.
Immediately.
Oh god, no! Oh fuck no! That's going on like a fucking technical or something. Man. Oh, it's so goddamn heavy. It's retarded.
That's when you need the backpack, just like the minigun from Predator.
I would rather go like aliens with like the full body brace.
Okay.
Because they look pretty light, you know, with that those two space marines wielding them.
Okay, so to get to the story, the TLDR basically is this guy was surrounded by cops at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday, and he was at a stand down. He barricaded himself. They saw him acting, what's the word, erratic? I forget what word to use, irritated, in his garage, and then he barricaded himself in his house, went up to the attic and would pop out and every now and then and record them. And they had APCs, and he was posting on Instagram. There's a lot to see there.
I couldn't actually see. First off, I saw nothing on Instagram, and the photos he took were all shit. I couldn't tell what I was supposed to be seeing if it wasn't for the captions.
Well, and then he kept going back and forth about, he wants a peaceful resolution. If he doesn't get that peaceful resolution, there's going to be blood in the streets. So this guy is not mentally well. We'll say he's unstable for sure. But what caused the whole thing is that there was a domestic violence charge against him, and he was charged with another felony and several misdemeanors, and they were going to serve that warrant. And it was, I don't know if did they confirm that he had 30-round mags or not? I don't believe they did.
No, they didn't. Well, here's the thing. The whole reason the standoff started was the cops claimed that they heard shots fired.
Right.
Well, come to find out, once the standoff was over and he got raided and everything was searched, no guns, no 30-round mags. So they could not have responded to shots fired.
Not from his house, anyway.
Yeah. So the entire focus of the search and the reason it was done in the first place, bullshit. All bullshit. So you can imagine, a situation in which this guy, who apparently has done nothing, is now being surrounded by police. That makes sense. If I know I've done nothing wrong and the cops are trying to come in, I have a Fourth Amendment right to protect my home and to keep them out of my home. So there's no reason they should have tried to come into my home. So all charges have been dropped against him.
Well, no, he was arraigned on, what was it? Was it today or was it Sunday?
I don't know. I stopped.
I doubt it was Sunday.
They can drop the charges after he gets arraigned.
Yeah.
Once
Well,
the
they had
lawyers
it
step in and go, we've got nothing here. Have a nice day.
Yeah. Okay, and another thing that popped up was people were telling others to meet because this was the start of the Boogaloo, all that kind of good shit. They're going to meet in the cemetery, and then it got passed around that there was a shootout at the cemetery. That was all false. So they were supposed to meet up and stage at this particular cemetery to go and, I guess, have a stand down with the cops and try to help this guy out. Of course, that never really materialized.
I'm kind of torn with the cops shutting down the Wi-Fi and internet. I get it.
It was just a threat. I don't think they actually did it, did they?
I couldn't find anything on Instagram about this. All I had was screenshots from Instagram that were on Facebook.
Oh, I found it. I found his homepage. Well, not his homepage, his Instagram profile, and I looked him over. Yeah. It was all there.
When was this? Because when I looked around 7, 8 o'clock, it was all gone.
Yeah, but after 24 hours, it all disappears. It's like
No.
Snapchat.
No, it was all gone before that. No. Whiskey Warrior 556 was his name, and I, 6 hours later, it was all gone. But I couldn't find anything like even remotely pointing to anything having gone down or anything like that. I can understand how you don't want this guy in contact with outside people. Because in a hostage situation, these people were like, "Oh, shoot it out with them, faggot." That could be a real issue. But he was attempting to get his voice out there. That's really what they were shutting down.
Right.
Even though it could have just as easily have been upsetting comments is the reason it got shut down.
Well, yeah, it definitely goes both ways. I mean, if you're going out there saying that cops are surrounding your house because they think you have magazines that you don't, I mean, social media is going to respond, and they're probably reinforcing whatever bad behavior was going on.
Mm-hmm. Or creating more bullshit, bad behavior.
Yeah, they're escalating.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I got on that issue. You guys have anything?
No, it's just interesting to see how people line up on that. There's people that line up on his side no matter what. There's people that line up on the cop side no matter what. And this is one of those issues that both sides have a valid point. Both sides have some things where they're absolutely wrong. And we should probably be having a discussion about both of those things and how what went down shouldn't be what went down.
I knew it. Goddamn centrist. Kidding.
Well,
Hey, we were.
Yeah.
Well, I was just saying, like, we didn't have a really good view of what was happening because we were down on the ground, but Sean got a pretty good view from the fence he was sitting on.
I mean, it was pretty much
Can libertarians call
gag-ordered on
people
freaking
fence
social
sitters?
media. Nobody knew what was going on.
Sure, because they're not fence sitters when it comes to authoritarianism. They're not about it.
Right.
No government.
Was
no
the
texting.
response commensurate with the need? I think the answer to that is definitively no.
Yeah.
It was
correct.
too much for what it was.
For what it wasn't. They basically proved themselves liars. If all this stems, because this is what's coming from the Putnam County sheriffs, they're responding to shots fired. The police heard the shots and basically surrounded the fella, and then they confirmed that he could not possibly have been the guy firing shots.
Yeah, so that's just a fuck up from the start.
Yeah.
It is interesting that you had social media. You had a bunch of guys that were gun-ho to jump on it, but if you look back at previous shootings, they're all very reserved and wait for the facts to come in before they make a judgment call. But as soon as rights get violated, oh, man, they jump right on it.
Yeah.
Well, again, there's definitely the two factions of rights were violated, fuck the police, blah, 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 blah. But then there's also the people that are out there that police are our friends and they're always in the right, and yada, yada, yada. And both of these fuckers are wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
I work with the police, and the police are not your friends.
No.
There's either you're a fellow police officer or you're an asshole. Those are the two groups. And I have a problem anytime, as a citizen, I have a problem with the term first responder. Because the first responder is the first person to respond to a crisis. And that is very rarely a police officer. It's almost always a civilian. And their response is to call the police.
Mm-hmm.
The police
So if anything,
are frontline historians.
Yeah.
That is their job.
Record keepers.
Pretty much. And I say that
I mean-
because they need their egos knocked down a peg because they are, much like the rest of society, incredibly coddled and self-important and think that their safety is paramount. That's not what the job is. Their job is to take risks and protect those that they are charged with protecting.
Yeah, you should know that going in.
Yeah, but they don't. And they use officer safety as a bludgeoned weapon to get away with their inability to do their jobs correctly, or when they do their jobs overzealously.
And I mean, I understand from their point of view that their job, for the most part, is to deal with people on their worst days. It's
Yes.
like, it's a shit job. I get it.
Yeah, their
That doesn't-
job is to deal with the shittiest people we have in our society.
Yeah.
Right. It doesn't give you the right to be an ass about it.
Right.
And most of them aren't, honestly.
No,
I know a bunch of them. My best buddy is a retired cop now. Yeah, there are good ones and there are bad ones. But when they all line up and say there are no bad ones, well, guess who you just pissed off.
Mm-hmm.
Border agent sees over 150 pounds of prohibited bologna in Texas.
Well, time to feed the chicklets.
Yeah, chiclets?
Mhm.
The Mexican gum?
I was trying to be funny with, little
Oh,
chickens.
yeah? Funny, all right.
Fuck you.
Racist.
The CBP, along with agricultural specialists, seized a big load of prohibited meat. That is coming from CBP, West Texas.
Why? I gotta know why the meat's prohibited.
It's got the worms.
Well, first off, it's frozen, and that's bad. But its Mexican bologna is prohibited because it's made from pork and has the potential for inducing foreign animal diseases into the U.S. pork industry. Yeah, you don't freeze something that is already been cooked without bringing it back up to temperature, and you don't serve hot bologna. And these are like, I don't know, 15
You ever
pound.
had fried bologna sandwiches as a kid?
I have, but you really don't cook it to 165 internal.
Well,
You blacken it on one side, you blacken it on the other side, and it's probably still cold in the very center.
but they're wafer thin.
Oh, you're talking like a fucking Oscar Mayer peel the ring off it yourself. No, this is a 15-pound log of bologna, brother.
Yeah. Thick bologna.
You don't cut that paper thin because it slides off. It's like slicing your own cheese with a knife, man. You can't do it. You're talking about Pac-Man wedges because you have to cut a line to the center, because otherwise it doesn't cook in the middle because it just bulbs out on the one side.
Mm-hmm.
No, this is real bologna. Talking bologna steaks here.
I think I just threw up in my mouth a little.
Don't know what you're missing.
I think I'll pass.
You guys have
Yeah,
never had barbecue bologna?
I've probably had Mexican bologna in the Sonoran dog at
It's-
some point or other.
Yeah, it's technically smoked bologna.
Yeah. It's delicious.
£150. Jeez, here. And the worst part is they just pull it out of the back of a truck. And like there's still frost on like half of each side of it that's not exposed to the air. So that shit was thawing in however long it took to get across the border.
I wonder what the black market Mexican bologna market's like.
Huh.
I take it
I'd
that's
like to
Canada.
try one. Huh? Try one. Get it? What the hell's that?
I would love to.
So I was only half listening to the news this morning on the way into work, but I guess now the Democrats don't want to vote on impeachment. Is that
Supposed not.
It was just a narrative to get kicked up for the election. That's all it was. Just so they could burn it into the minds as they were trying to, get elected. So they could bring it up in the debates. I'm sure.
Well, I've seen at least 2 Democrats who said that they wouldn't vote for impeachment right now. And a lot of the wins that came across in the House, Nancy Pelosi made sure they didn't talk about impeachment at all because she was putting in centrists. But with this, it's a weird time because the impeachment talks are really helping Trump. But something that would hurt Trump is if Ginsburg, who just died again this weekend, if she doesn't make it.
they
'Cause
really
that would
need
give-
her to last another month and a half?
Well, yeah, they need her to last a year.
They will literally put her on life support and make sure that she lasts at least until January. Because as soon as you get to January, you can invoke the Biden rule and not have him nominate somebody for the
No.
entirety of next year.
No, that would be bad. She needs to last the year.
Well, no, because they're actually going to want her dead, and here's why. Because as long as she lasts into 2020, she can be dead for the duration of the rest of the year because they'll invoke the Biden rule. They won't let him nominate anybody.
Yeah, true.
And then they can run on, you don't want him nominating another Supreme Court justice like Kavanaugh. Can't let that happen. You need to vote for whoever we put up.
Yeah, okay, so you're saying that's what the Democrats need, because that's not what the Republicans need. For damn sure.
Right. No, the Republicans need her to die now. Like, in the next 24 hours, and then get a nomination up before the beginning of December. Because they'll probably even try to already run the Biden rule because it's less than a full 365 days until the next election.
Mm-hmm. Who's buzzing?
I
You?
do not-
Not me.
I don't think it's me. Could be me, though.
and I-
Now Flip says it's because all the senators that are running for president would get sidelined.
Mm.
But okay, they're going to have to. Well, okay, so when Super Tuesday happens, that's when you'll see the impeachment because then they'll know who the nominee is basically going to be.
Hey, Sean, why is Baby Yoda on the screen?
I was just seeing how long it took somebody to notice.
I don't see Baby
I
Yoda.
honestly didn't care.
Oh, I'm not live again. What the shit?
He's adorable. Why are his
I'm
eyes
10
black,
minutes
though?
behind in the live stream.
That doesn't make sense. Why are his eyes black when he's older? They're not.
because it's cuter
Pupils.
when they're black.
Yeah,
Looks more like a puppy or a cat.
Yep,
It's
Oh,
cheaper
okay.
for production value.
Yeah.
too.
That way
That's
you
how
don't have
you
to
make
have.
things look innocent and cute and all that sort of stuff. You give them bigger eyes.
Yeah, and you don't have to dilate the pupils or anything like that.
Yeah.
I did download it, so I'm gonna watch it either tonight or tomorrow. First 3 episodes.
You don't have Disney Plus?
Fuck no, I'm not paying for that shit.
Okay.
Ditto.
I
got
have
for
it
free
just so
from
I can watch
Verizon.
Amazing Spider-Man.
I got the first year for free from Verizon.
Heck yeah.
Fucking A. Oh, do you guys have anything to say about Bloomberg joining in the race?
That's hilarious.
He could buy his way in. Quite literally.
Possibly.
I mean,
Well,
he literally
yeah,
could
he's
just
got enough
say,
money.
I will now buy the DNC wholesale, absolve them of their debts, and I'm just going to be your guy." And he could absolutely do that. I don't think he's got the personality to win anything, but he can certainly win an advertising war because he's worth something like 10 or 15 times what Donald Trump is worth.
Not only that, he owns the media networks.
Well, a media network.
A media. Fine. One media network. It is important, though.
Which one does he own?
Bloomberg.
Yeah.
Is that a media network? Because I know that they're the financial something or other.
Didn't he own the
Yeah,
Post?
that. All I know is say goodbye to your 44-ounce drinks.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's a failed mayor, so I can't imagine anybody that would want to vote for him other than he's not Trump. There's literally nothing about him that is appealing. His stances suck, his takes suck, and he is literally everything that the Democrats are supposedly rallying against.
Yeah, but he's a white guy, so we got that going for us.
He's an old white guy who's also a billionaire. That is
Mhm.
literally everything Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, Tulsi, well, not Tulsi, but Kamala Harris, Booker, that is literally their devil. So, good luck.
Trending right now is ways to ruin Thanksgiving. I expect every third comment to be invite Donald Trump.
Well, gentlemen, I need to head off to bed. I've got a 7-hour drive ahead of me tomorrow. So,
Yeah.
You have fun with that. Drive safe.
yeah, well, I get to see family
When you taking off?
about 6 in the morning.
Call me when you leave.
Yep.
Stop by and say hi to Wolfie and Mikey.
I don't have their address.
It's in Dallas. Can't be that hard to find him.
And maybe on the way back, I don't know. But I'm heading back on Thursday. I doubt they want to deal with me on Thanksgiving Day. So,
Yeah, I'm sure they're doing family shit too.
yeah. Exactly. I got to go to Bryan College Station. So, all right. Have a good night, guys.
Good night.
Night.
Good night.
Jesus, some of these are rough. Ways to ruin Thanksgiving. Make a pregnancy announcement, then tell them you're moving in with the baby's father, then apologize to your husband for having to find out this way.
Ooh, Jesus.
I'd do it.
Whew.
Showing up has been a tried and true favorite. Holy freaking dark, man. Mention you're gay to your homophobic family.
That's cute. That could very easily backfire, though, for some certain peoples.
Andy
Give
Ngo has
everyone-
been banned from Twitter.
I didn't follow him anyway. Invite Maury for a special announcement. Wear the turkey as a hat. That seems brilliant. Here we go. Spend all day tweeting unfounded accusations in between holes at Mar-a-Lago. That was 7. But the next one, ask the relative in the MAGA hat to take it off at the dinner table, then toss it in the fireplace.
So brave, so bold.
Mm-hmm.
On the MAGA side of things is ask your Trump TDS suffering wine aunt to have a rational conversation about politics. All right, this one's good. Let me open that one up because that one is good. So it should be on the live stream now. Maybe not. There it is. Did that actually break my stream? Are you guys still there? Ugh. I think it did. It did. Awesome. One moment, please, while I rectify this situation.
It won't keep live. I don't know what that is.
I do not know why that happened, but it kicked me out of the chat or the hangout.
Yeah, why did you do that to yourself, Sean?
I do not know. I do not know why that happened at all.
That's a funny one. I like it.
Yeah, Biden's been saying some weird stuff lately. Like punching out domestic violence and whatnot.
Yeah, the guy's just absolutely...
He's disconnected from reality. Although they did bring that up on Sunday. Where does the line start for when parents are no longer responsible for their fucked up kids?
Well, they're not.
I know they're not, but some people want to draw a line saying that they are up to a point.
The only reason that Hunter Biden is as fucked up as he is because he was enabled by his parents. What the fuck was that?
You see? Somebody's making a point. And I'm the opposite way. I mean, at some point, you're a fucking adult. You live with with the consequences of your actions.
Oh, yeah, no. I'm not saying that it can be both at the same time. Hunter Biden is absolutely 100% responsible for the fuck up that Hunter Biden is. But Hunter Biden got to be a fuck up because he was enabled by his parents.
Yeah. Well, his dad, anyway. Yeah, I mean, we're adults here. We all know we should not be getting paid $50,000 a month, or well, technically $83,000 a month for a job we don't show up to, and this company is on a different continent, on a language we don't speak,
right?
That we don't have to show up at,
right? And in an industry that he knows exactly fuck all about.
Yeah, like
yeah.
My degree is in humanities. At no point am I going to accept a job from NASA that I don't have to show up at for $1 million a year as a board member with no claim to anything.
Well, see, that's the difference. I would absolutely take that job. But I would also, under no circumstances, would I mention it to anybody or do anything about it other than just collect the checks and be quiet and go hide.
Well, the hiding thing is just what makes it the issue. That's why you know it's bad.
Right, but I want to get paid. But I don't have a father who is the vice president of the United States. Therefore, those opportunities will never be afforded to me because people don't fucking do that, if they're being honest.
Yeah, or being like the PA for a television show that doesn't have you actually PAing.
Oh, you mean Chelsea Clinton?
No. Malia. Or no, Sasha.
Oh, yeah. Well, Chelsea Clinton
worked on the set of Girls.
Yeah, she came out of college and got a job doing some sort of broadcast thing where she literally made 2 pieces, and I guarantee you she didn't make them. Somebody else did, and she just put her name on them.
Okay, I disappeared for like the last 45 seconds, so can you just redo everything you said?
Sure. You can go ahead and roll back the time on the live show, and we'll let you catch up. I recommend running it at 1.5 speed, or at least 2 speed. Go.
If I want a hula hoop. It's from Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Yeah, just
don't do it.
Don't do that again.
That was Theodore that sung that verse, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it was. The Christmas special. Which is quality, unlike Star Wars.
The first 3 Star Wars were pretty quality. The last 3 have been poop on toast.
I was talking about their Christmas special.
Life Day? They're bringing back Life Day.
Of course they are.
No, I'm serious. They're bringing back. They're gonna redo the holiday special. They're gonna come back with Life Day again. They've already mentioned it in The Mandalorian. And Favreau says that he wants to redo it so that it's not so coked out and discombobulated. But we're going to miss out on B. Arthur singing.
Yeah, but I still want 10 copies of B. Arthur naked. That's how people think you're crazy.
Have you guys been watching The Mandalorian?
No.
Yeah, I watched all 3 episodes the other day. Yesterday, as a matter of fact.
Are they good?
It's pretty good.
Okay. I look forward to it.
I mean, it's formulaic, but I mean, that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's definitely not the hot garbage that the movies are, so that's good.
That's definitely a plus.
My face is hurting. Let's get out of here.
If you want, we can do that.
I'll grab the off hours where I'll be hanging out until my first tier.
We've done a full hour. You were waiting for the full hour to click by, weren't you?
No, I just about 5 minutes ago, I coughed and it shook my fake tooth or my fictitious tooth. It looks.
All right.
That's
Hey,
like
everybody.
it's got to be worse than like that the itch of the phantom limb.